Eh? Caramba. No. We had several very interesting presentations the day before yesterday in San Sebastian, in Donosti San Sebastian, European Capital of Culture 2016. And in one of the presentations on evaluation, assessment, and impact assessment, we debated, well, somehow we analyzed the evaluation processes that are going to be, have already been implemented in MAPSI project. And also, we also talked about the visibility on the internet. So what I'm going to do now is the analytical part of the next steps that will be taken in MAPSI project in the near future in connection with metrics and the visibility of the internet. I try to be approachable, okay? And so what is website visibility? People think that website visibility is just opening a website and that's it. It doesn't work like this. One thing is the traffic generated by the website, and the other thing is the quality of the traffic generated by the website. Because sometimes there are so many big portion of traffic that arrives to the website, bounces, and leaves it. So there's almost no visit at all. Yeah? So that's really a bad quality visit. So we have to distinguish. The challenge here is, can a small player, non-technician like me, because I'm an economist, not an engineer, use Google Analytics in a strategic way? And the answer would be yes. We could set up a new methodology to make the difference between traffic in the website and high quality traffic in the website. So I was wondering about the visibility of MAPSI project, in more specifically MAPSI website. And I was thinking, how could we analyze the visibility of MAPSI website, and who would do it? This is more work, okay? So in the literature, the most cited articles are these by Fang. It's focused on the library, analytics, digital analytics, and it is quite descriptive. The second by Hassan and Morris and Probets, they focus on the structure of the website. The analysis is more behavioral and focusing on the way the website has been constructed. And the third one, Clifton, quite a very known one, although it says advanced, it's quite descriptive as well. So it is approachable for general users. So the question is, how can we analyze it? I'll use a website in which we publish. It's a very boring website, I must tell you. No pictures at all, but it has a big amount of articles in connection with Bilbao and the regeneration process in Bilbao. The regeneration process of Bilbao has been one of the case studies in this MAPSI project, as one of the societal impacts of art is the regeneration of very run-down cities, areas and cities. In connection with this, the regeneration city, we have this website called scholarsonbilbao.info, and I try to make the exercise whether, based on the analysis on this website, we can export it to the MAPSI project. And perhaps my MAPSI colleagues can tell me whether we could do it or not. So we'll have two approaches. The first one would be based on time series analysis, and the second one would be plain cross-sectional data, which I think would be the most useful one in this scenario. So first, I'll try to analyze the attractiveness of websites using time series provided by Google Analytics. Google Analytics nowadays, they provide daily data, even hourly data, monthly data, yearly data. So you can have very large samples of data by Google Analytics in connection with cultural-related websites. I will define some very basic variables, the number of visits, the number of pages that are visited. Obviously, we assume that the bigger the number of pages visited, the better, because the bad news would be the bounce visit that come and leave it immediately. That's not good news. So page views is important. The number of pages per visit, whether they stay or they leave, okay? The bounce rate, as I mentioned before, bounce visits are the very bad quality visits, the ones that come and leave it immediately. Average time at the website and then new visits, okay? Well, there is a screen there where you can analyze where the visitors come from, which countries, okay? Whether they are direct traffic. Direct traffic are the ones that click in your domain. They write your domain and they enter the website. This is good news because this means that they have this brand awareness. The one that writes the domain knows you. Okay? The one who Googles you, although there are some tricky things that sometimes you know it and you Google it, but nothing is perfect. You know? But we have this traffic, direct traffic, so it is a brand awareness. Then we have the referring sites. Referring sites are the links in other information sources. So as they click, and then they enter into your website through other links. And then we have the search engines. As you know, in Europe, the main search engine is Google. And we try to analyze which is the main traffic source for the websites. You can break down by traffic source. Here we have, this is the breakdown for reference sites. As you can see, the main by large is Wikipedia. So we have to ask, is Wikipedia really effective to be more visible? Should MAPSI have in Wikipedia a page, a MAPSI page in Wikipedia? That will be a very good question. Yeah? And we will try to give an answer to that question. In terms of traffic, as you can see here, it is, in this case, it is important, okay? But as we mentioned before, having traffic is not enough. It has to be high quality traffic, okay? So I'm going to skip this. This is the general structure of the regressions, time series analysis we are going to do, but I'm going to skip it and move directly to the results. The first regression is which is the influence of new visits and return visits on the number of pages per visit. Number of pages per visit is relevant since we want people to come to the website and stay there. So if they come to the website and stay there, they visit many pages. So it is a relevant variable. And the question is, what type of visits stay more or stay longer? The new visits or the return visits? As you can see here, the new visits are not relevant at all. Can you see the T statistic is not relevant? Whereas the return visits are very relevant. So this means that the visitors that stay at your website are the ones that already know you, the ones who return. New visits don't create high quality traffic. And that's the first lesson we can learn. I wanted to raise additional one and think, well, what about the links to MAPSI website? And there's a link here, you can see here, in Exploring the Northern Dimension website. This is a public body that encompasses the European Union, the the Russian Republic, and Norway, and Iceland. And could we really see which is the impact of this link? Or what about this link of Laura University? They have a link there to MAPSI. Does this link have an influence on the visibility of MAPSI website? So we analyze whether reference sites are effective or not. And you can see here for our proper website for scholars on Bilbao, the three of them are relevant. Direct visits have a huge impact on return visits. The more direct visits you have, the more visits return to your website. So the most effective way of generating visibility is by direct visits. That's very clear. The second main effective one is search engines. In fact, Google. If you are visible in Google, then you will be well positioned. And afterwards, we will see a simple way of positioning yourself in Google. And then on the third, we have the in-links. So can we slice down in-links in the analysis and analyze each in-link individually? And the answer is yes, we can. Okay. So here we have slide down the in-links. We have analyzed Wikipedia. Again, you can see there. The in-links from the website of the University of the Basque Country, in-links from the University of Valencia, and other links. And the answer to this is that whereas Wikipedia is very effective, this means that it is worthwhile being in Wikipedia, because if you are in Wikipedia, you will be more visible, because the links from Wikipedia are really effective, as you can see here in the regression analysis. I'm sorry, because the University of Basque Country, in this case, is not effective at all. And this is a bad story for us, because I'm from the University of Basque Country. And then the University of Valencia is not effective either. And then some other links that are effective, that increase the visibility of the website. So the good news is that if you access to Wikipedia, probably you will be effective. You will be visible, okay, on the internet. And the bad news is that although you include links in your own university website, perhaps you are not really visible. So having links on the website is one thing, and being effective in terms of visibility is a different story, as you can see here. So these are very simple graphs with time series analysis, where you can see the positive correlation between direct visits and return visits. We saw before that the real high-quality ones are return visits. The same applies to Google visits. The more high-quality Google visits you have, the more return visits. So there's a positive correlation. Being visible in Google means that then in the future you will have more visitors returning to your website. So there's a positive correlation there. And the lower the bounce rate, the higher the return rate. So it is important to try to have a lower bounce rate, and work out how this could be possible. Now I'm going to move to a second part of the presentation. We use plain cross-sectional data. And the question here would be, can small players that know nothing about econometrics at all do something strategic with Google News, Google Analytics? And the answer is yes. You can have no idea of econometrics at all. I myself am not a specialist in econometrics, since here in the room there is one colleague of ours that gives us some additional support. But the answer is yes. You can have very little idea of econometrics and still be very effective in terms of analytics. So we have created a prototype with cross-sectional data. This is the table. Here the data size is 33. We could increase it up to 50 to be reliable. And we break down in traffic sources and different reference sites, which are the search engines that have been employed, and keywords. Which are the keywords that are important for you? For instance, we could raise the question, which are the keywords that are important for MAPSI website? Could any MAPSI colleague tell me which are the keywords, the key keywords for MAPSI website?
Art, management, societal impact, innovation, social inclusion, economic impact, network, and education.
Yeah, that would be, but we had to check it, okay? Because as I mentioned before, we feel that they are the good ones, but then you have to demonstrate them by numbers, by calculating the effectiveness, okay? So if you draft very simple graphs here, these are for the people who have a smaller background in econometrics, you can find which are the keywords by analyzing which are the keywords that with a higher return rate and a higher pages per visit. And if we want, we can even have a proof here with the website, and you can see that with 2 or 3 keywords that we have analyzed by heart, we can see that we are in the page number 1 of Google, because we have the sliced the keywords here, and we have positioned in an organic way the website. Once we have finished the presentation, we can make the exercise. And if I fail, I invite the coffee. Then we have the low bounce rate. You can see scholar here is a very good keyword. Bilbao, museum, Guggenheim, those are very good keywords. But we should also raise ethical issues. Can you see email up there? Can you see email up there? That's a very effective link. Very effective link. We are lucky because we don't know the precise email, but we have the first part of the email. So this raises issues of ethics as well, because we know somehow that there is somebody from the UK with a Yahoo mail that is very effective driving high quality traffic to my website. So this raises real ethical concerns. And at the end, we have the bounce rate. The lower the bounce rate, the higher the pages per visit. You can analyze without statistics which are the good ones that perform good, and try to design your website with these keywords in connection with your project. We can run regressions, which I'm not going to analyze now, with cross-sectional data to see how effective these traffic sources are. We correct the outliers with dummies, very simple dummies, and with all the checks for the regression analysis, cross-sectional regression analysis. So the next question will be, keywords are important, but should MAPSI buy Google AdWords? What do you think, Anna? Do you think, as you mentioned, as you spoke before, do you think that MAPSI should buy Google AdWords to reposition itself on the internet? That's a naughty question. I'm sorry for this. So this is the article by Paz Moral. She's here in the room, Pilar González Casimiro, and Beatriz Plaza, myself, in which through structural time series models, we analyzed whether it's worthwhile paying Google keywords or not. And the result, as you can see, in that regression, in that graph, you can see all the traffic generated by Google AdWords. These are the peaks, the black peaks up there. In the downline is the organic search. By organic search means the normal one you don't pay. Okay, you reposition yourself on search engine in Google, and that's the normal one. And AdWords one are the ones you pay. And if you compare it with the line below, you can see that Google AdWords, in this case, do not generate high-quality traffic. They generate a lot of bounce rate, a big bounce rate. It does generate additional traffic. This means that you pay for Google AdWords, you are generating much more traffic, but that traffic is of very low quality. It comes into the website and it leaves immediately. Perhaps there is some additional conversion rate, but in our case, it's not significant. This means that in this case, for this website, it wasn't worthwhile paying Google AdWords to be more visible. It was losing money, absolutely losing money. And you can see it here, the difference between paid search and organic search, and down in the down graph, the differences in terms of length of visits. And the length of visits is not significantly bigger in paid AdWords than in organic search. So obviously we should test this to other websites, but the message is it's not demonstrated that paying for Google AdWords is effective for generating new business. This has to be proved, okay? At least from our perspective. So, Anna, I would say no, we don't need to pay for Google AdWords to make the MAPC website more visible. So, as a result, in conclusion, we have to make a difference between traffic and quality of traffic. We are interested in the quality of traffic, that is, visitors that come to the website, how they come to the website and they stay there, and why they stay there. You can build up with cross-sectional data models, very simple models for small players with key performance indicators. And last but not least, Google AdWords could be a tricky business. Futures, in connection with future studies, we are analyzing connectivity and visibility. As you saw before, the core citations and links is an important story here for visibility and analysis of complex networks. Thank you very much.